Hello. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, only the tiniest bit of fancy tech. But regardless, it's just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your game master, and it turns out that some orcs actually like digging into ancient civilizations. But only for the loot, of course. They are, after all, true archaeologists.
Lord. Archaeologists, whoa.
You're welcome.
I like it.
New word for the lexicon.
Archaeologist.
Archaeologists.
Orc.
I was thinking next time it'll be pigs and they'll be porkyologists. But...
Nah, I try not to use the same pun more than once. Although, Landslide may return at some point. Just because.
It needs to.
Yeah.
Got to.
Before we dive into tonight's adventure, let me remind you what happened last time. After departing the Faelaferi Sanctum, the group headed over to Aermagh to do a spot of shopping, with a focus on increasing the overall defenses of the group. After stopping off at the Shouting Pirate to catch up with Jojo, VS Vex stopped by, and then, due to a message she received, headed off into the city. Arabelle and Zorith headed off to Thunder's Edge to check in with Erlakas and secure a bit more defense, while Gwenlaren, Tasha, and Zorith secured cold weather gear for Athgarr and the rest of the group. When they all reconvened after the lunch rush in the Shouting Pirate, they brought Jojo and Viessa up to speed on what they've been doing, and Viessa clued them in on how to put this? A change of condition with Ballinamard. The fact that all communication and all trade seem to have stopped from the city, and the last bit of information that they had been able to get was something about the Orcs returning. But after that, no word. Not even from Viessa's personal contacts in the city. So, the four decided that before going back to further explore the newly discovered western region of Aecathan, they would head up to Ballinamard and see if they could figure out what was going on and maybe help. They decided to spend the night at Gwenlaren's estate with the intent to head off to the northern portions of known Aecathan the next morning. And that is where we pick up. So it is the next morning. Oh, yes. Before we do go on, I should mention we are participating in the beta testing for 1D&D, which is the next version. And they just released some updates for Rangers and Bards. So we are going to be using at least some of the changes that have been suggested as part of the beta test. So if you see Gwen or Tasha or Athgarr doing something that they haven't been able to do before, or something that behaves a little bit differently, that's why. So, just so you know what to expect. Right, it is the following morning after a successful long rest. Adventurers 4. Where do you go from here?
Breakfast.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, sure,
Can't
if you
leave on
want
an
to
empty
do,
stomach.
you know, if you want to do things the traditional way.
Yep. Although, I'm gonna say, I think we should get our food to go.
Yeah. I think I would have mentioned the night before, since we planned an early start, that they would prep meals to go, something portable.
What you find the following morning is basically breakfast pasties. Baked pockets filled with eggs and ham and potatoes.
Yum.
And some of Kaylin's signature spicing. So,
Excellent.
but you find a satchel, and inside the satchel are 10 of those pasties, each wrapped in their own piece of cloth to help keep them relatively warm.
I say to Tosk, this is better than I could have hoped for. This is wonderful. Please pass my appreciation on to Kaylin.
I believe she looked upon it as an adventure for her, as she had not attempted something like this before.
Well, I can tell from the smell alone that these are going to be amazing.
I shall pass that along.
And we are departing, but I know that the estate will be in excellent hands. If you need anything, please just send word, and you can always reach me by getting word to Tasha's commander, and he can contact her.
I appreciate your confidence, my lady.
Always.
Travel well and safely.
Thank you.
I have 3 questions.
I have at least one answer.
Okay. Do we, from when we were at Darkcoast Keep and the refugees were coming from Ballinamard, do we know how long, what's the distance between those two?
Let me take a peek at the map real quick.
It's a great question. It's a question that we would have asked.
I'm guessing probably a day and a half?
On foot?
Yeah, so on the carpet, probably you'd travel like the full day, and then the next morning you'd be within an hour.
Okay. I keep forgetting about the carpet. I was like, do we need horses? No, we don't need horses. We have a carpet.
We've got
I don't need us making horses. We got a carpet.
Sorry, Starbolt. All right, then I only had one question. We're good.
Okay.
You overestimated your number of questions.
Well, Jeff answered extra, so
I
okay.
see.
All right. So we were gonna teleport to Darkcoast because we've been there.
Yep.
You have to use your big teleport. Sorry.
You're muted.
Still are.
No, she's just moving her mouth.
No, you can hear me, can't you?
Well, now I
And
can.
now,
Yeah, it's a little faint, but
It's this stupid mic. I might have to change headphones. I forgot.
okay. Yeah. Athgarr mentions that he would be more than happy to take care of the teleportation duties, but he's never been there.
Well, at least we have a backup teleport if we have to get out from anywhere.
Yeah. He looks, let's see here. 1, 2. He looks almost a little embarrassed, but says that if he sacrifices additional spell slots, he can cast teleport 3 times.
Well, that's nice.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Drats. Okay. All right. If we're ready, then we're going to teleport to the keep. Do we need anything else?
I don't think so.
I think we've got everything. We've all done our requisitions. We've all got our extra switching around of armor and stuff, correct?
Yep.
You got your Arabelle, you got your armor all situated.
Yeah, I didn't end up switching it. I didn't think about that because we weren't We didn't drop mine off to get augmented anywhere.
Well, I have the spare +2 studded leather. If that.
Well, I have the +2 breastplate, so I'm just debating whether I'm gonna which one I'm gonna wear. Because mine's prettier.
Yes, it is.
It's better to be like, you know, if you use the other armor, the breastplate, does that increase your armor class?
Just by 2.
Just by 2?
Right, but just, I mean, you know.
We're not going to win a beauty contest. Like,
We're going against orcs.
You are stunning by yourself. You don't need the extra mithril to make it extra pretty.
Right, but it's not just that. Wait, I think. Let me make sure if I'm correct. Okay, that doesn't have the stealth thing. Okay, I couldn't remember. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
We are the mithril set, so I have a hard time taking it off.
and I can loan you my studded leather. It's no mithril.
No, I have the
armor,
+2
but-
breastplate, which is probably better than the
Okay.
studded leather. But I think the studded leather is the same as what I have. So it's fine.
All right, Zorith, if you would, please roll perception, or not perception, percentile.
I should know where these ones are. I should like make them sparkly or something. 55.
Where are you intending to appear?
I believe we should probably go outside the gates. We've been outside the gates.
Yeah, you've traveled there on foot before, as well as by ship. So,
Okay.
By land and by sea.
The original 4 traveled there by foot. I don't know if we did. I think we only got there by sea.
Oh, it could be. Well, you could always appear on the docks.
Yeah, I think that's where I'll put us because I don't want to just jump into town and be like, ta-da!
Okay. All right. You appear exactly where you intended to.
Nice.
Ta-da! Is there anybody here?
There are no ships at the dock at the moment,
Oh, perfect.
so there's no one on the dock. However, there are soldiers on the, basically standing guard on the door,
Right.
out that side of the keep. So they see you appear, and immediately one of them goes running into the keep. The other one pulls a bow.
We come in peace. We're the 4. We're here to help.
Yes, dice. Dice are helpful.
Are they though?
You say that, and the guard immediately pulls a spyglass from his belt, extends it, looks, and collapses it back and walks over, sticks his head in the door, and then comes back out and waves.
Oh, phew. Good thing with somebody who knows us. I wave as we're walking.
His history roll was a 20.
Ooh, perfection.
So this is somebody who's not only heard of you but seen you before.
Nice.
And shortly, the other guard comes back out and they pull the gates open.
We walk through.
Okay.
And greet them.
They welcome you back and tell you that Captain Virthana will be with you shortly. Somebody
Captain who?
Captain Virthana, the head of Darkcoast Keep.
He likes us.
Yeah.
Very
And
likable.
very shortly, you see the rather diminutive but regardless impressive-looking elven captain of Darkcoast Keep walking out of the command building and heading down towards where you are.
Captain Virthana.
Welcome back. It's now Captain Greenvale, isn't it?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, to what do we owe this surprise visit?
Well, we're actually headed to Ballinamard.
Oh,
But
good.
Yes.
I've been wondering when someone would send someone that direction.
We were asked to go check. Do you know what's going on there?
As you know, this outpost is rarely above a skeleton crew in terms of numbers. I did find one scout to send. That scout never returned. But I do know that there has been no trade coming from the north, at least not down along the road. I've seen no evidence of trade coming by sea. It appears they have become isolationist for whatever reason.
Well,
Why? What have you heard?
Basically, that all trade is stopped out of Ballinamard. And none of the mines are producing, or at least
but they're sending messages saying everything's fine.
yeah.
But there has been nothing coming from the city down to Aermagh, for instance?
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Well, at least that tells me that our observations were correct. We've seen no travel. Nothing to, nothing from. Which is not entirely unusual in the short term, but it's been weeks.
Yes.
And I've requested additional manpower so that we could send a party instead of just a single scout, but I've been told that there are no additional forces to be sent at the moment. Some major excursion.
Yes. A great deal of the army is off fighting orcs and dragons.
Did they make landfall?
I heard they were on their way. No, they did make landfall. They're actually going to where the dragons and the orcs are.
They located their base of operations.
I believe so, but I'm not. That's all I know.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that much. At least now I understand why they have no one to send. Well, it's good that they've asked you to go. If we can't send an expeditionary force up there, I would say you're just as good, if not better. So, I don't know what assistance I can offer, but if...
We were just looking for... information about how we're not asking for help, really. We were just wondering what you had observed.
Well, that I am happy to share. Well, not happy, as it's nothing, so it's not very helpful, but...
Well, we'll soon find out.
I will be very interested to hear. And if you happen to run across my scout, send him back.
What's his name?
Varasen.
Varasen?
Varasen, with a V.
Varasen.
Yes.
Okay. I will be happy to. Hopefully he's all right.
I would think he would have found a way to make contact, but... let's just say I hope you're right.
Well, we'll be on our way.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you again, Captain.
And you as well.
Especially under better circumstances.
If these are in fact better circumstances.
Well,
I have to wonder if the refugees weren't safer here.
I mean, this place is not equipped for that many refugees, so...
This is true.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have stayed. It's not their way.
So I am led to understand. I do not claim to see the benefits in their particular way of life. I don't understand the clan structure. But it works for them, so I'm not one to gainsay. But I hope they are well as well.
All right, just point us the way out of town and
We'll be on
we'll
our way.
Oh,
get started.
Arabelle knows.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, Arabelle knows exactly how to navigate the fort. She's been here a few times.
All right, and we head out and up the trail.
All right. Are you walking it or are you carpeting it?
Assume we're carpeting it.
Carpeting.
Okay.
Everybody's dressed warmly.
Yes. And it is noticeably colder already.
Oh, I forget. I would have introduced Athgarr to the captain, but I forget he's here, so not Zoreth. Nikki.
Right. Well, that's
We would have
fine.
introduced him.
He didn't say anything. He just,
I know. But I figured at some point one of us would have introduced him, part of the four right now, and we're going. Okay, we're going now.
And we've all got on our fur clothes.
Yep. All right. So, at what height are you going to fly?
20 feet up?
How's the wind?
Yeah.
It's light, but present. Pretty much your entire trip up, you're not going to be far away from the shore. You'll be much closer, probably the last half. the last half, you're pretty much the trail leads along the shoreline. So the wind will pick up probably by about 10 miles an hour.
Later.
Yeah, probably right now it's between 5 and 10 miles an hour. So it's
the same it's been, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. Okay. Then let's
How
go.
high up were we when we were in the desert?
depended.
Yeah, we were pretty high up because there wasn't a whole lot to see.
Yeah.
So like 30 or 40 feet maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember 40 feet from the desert.
So let's do 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then if I'm leading it forward, then we'll need somebody to look off the back.
I'll look off the back.
Okay.
I'll scout forward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I need Gwenlauren, Tasha, and Zorith to make perception checks, please. This is for about the first half of the day.
25.
Okay.
As soon as my thing comes up.
28.
19.
Okay. Apart from some indigenous wildlife, you see occasionally, you see nothing else. Gwenlauren, if you would make a survival check, please. Looking at the road, it definitely does not appear to have been used recently. There is a dusting of snow on the ground and over the road. If people had been using the road, that snow would have been kicked off, but it's not. So it definitely does not appear that anyone has traveled this direction, at least not along the road.
Remember to look carefully as the horrors are white like the snow, and we are the closest that we've ever been to Tathtoxun, I believe.
That's correct.
So should we go lower or look in the skies?
Well, I mean, it's an island. It's out in the water, but
No, I meant for the white horrors in the snow.
maybe just a little bit.
Which among you has the spyglass?
Zorry.
If you wanted to use it to look off to the east across the water, you might actually be able to see the shores of Tathtoxun.
Ooh, then I'm going to definitely do that.
Okay. Make a perception check. With
Oh,
advantage, because you've got the spyglass.
Oh, same thing. 19.
Okay. It's a little foggy. Like, you can sort of see the outline of the shore. Basically, what you see is rock and dead vegetation.
Okay. Rock.
Squeeze Zori's shoulder when I see her looking out there.
Vegetation. I nod my head. Like, yeah.
Lunchtime. Are you stopping?
Heck no, we got pasties.
I hand those around and
Pasties.
I know what they're called.
Yeah, that's... Pasties are not going to help you with lunch.
That's what I asked for.
they can help with some of the cold, I guess.
Oh, I think it would be much colder.
Well, if you wore only those, sure.
Yeah.
Put them on top of your
It
winter
might help
clothes.
with Athgar's morale, but I don't know about anything else.
2 little round dots on the front of your big winter coat. Just checking.
It's a windbreak.
Uh-huh.
Give me some pasties.
All right. For the second half of the day, if the same 3 would make another perception check, please.
Oof. I got a 2, so 8.
I got a Kraken, so 33.
Okay.
Use another spyglass, sorry.
I got 19. So that is 30.
Okay.
Oof.
Zorith, you apparently are a bit distracted.
Apparently.
After having been looking at the island of your homeland.
Or I'm looking through the thing and I'm not seeing anything else because it's only like this much at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. But both Tasha and Gwenlauren, you don't see anything different from the first half, except that about an hour after lunch, the wind begins to pick up a bit, and the shoreline moves much closer to the road, and the sound of the waves crashing on the shore becomes louder. The air fills with the smell of salt, and it gets colder yet.
Does anyone have a warming spell?
I got prestidigitation.
Yeah, we can warm everybody up. Give a little heatsies.
We
Heatsies in their
deserty
seaties.
types are used to a little warmer temps than this.
Yeah.
Heatsies to the seatsies.
Yeah. Athgarr reaches out and taps your shoulder, and you are suddenly much warmer.
Much obliged.
I'm doing that for myself as well. How do people live like this?
Although the smell of the ocean is intriguing. If Sekuthos were here, I'm sure he would be trying to convince me to go for a dip.
It's freezing.
Well, there are ways around such trifling issues.
I remember reading something about seal blubber, but I don't think we have any of that, nor have I seen any seals. Nor would I know how to acquire the blubber from them. Does one barter with seals?
I think you just rub them on your outside.
And they let you do that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just cuddle with them. They are warm.
I'll stick to the magic.
Ooh, you could wrap yourself in them and then swim. I want to go swimming with the seals. Sekuthos, if you can hear me, I'm putting in a request to swim with the seals with you.
Yeah, it hasn't been a week since your last attempt at divine intervention, so.
Well, I still throw that up there.
Okay.
Even without the divine intervention.
Okay.
Gods.
Exactly.
Well, ye god. As evening approaches, I would like everyone to make a perception check.
22.
32.
23 for Athgarr.
Oh, 18.
26.
Anybody who got a 20 or higher. As the last light of the setting sun fades. At the very edge of your vision, you think you see what looks like a walled city.
There it is.
You have to speak up.
I agree. It'd be nice to get warm for the night. Sounds good.
You've kind of lost your volume, just letting you know.
She's going to cast Mansion so that we can get in out of the cold for the night and scout the morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
That's better.
Do you cast the Mansion?
I do cast the mansion.
All right.
I hustle inside. And run for the fireplace.
And somewhere here...
Try to catch Zori.
There we go.
Are you okay?
Before we go inside?
Well, once we get inside, before, as everybody makes a dash for the fireplace.
Well, you walk inside and you are immediately warmer.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
Because inside it's a nice balmy 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
right.
I'm stripping off, layers of winter gear and getting in front of the fireplace where I can warm up, on my skin.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, eventually it's going to come to us fighting them or something, but right now it's just one day at a time.
It's the closest we've been to there and potentially them.
Yeah.
Thinking,
I don't know. They don't know that I'm alive. They may. I don't know. I don't want to say not to give them not hope, but well, what exactly can you do when they're being captive and someone else is trying to come save them? You just do your daily things. You just try to make it better. And then
I gave her a hug.
Feel bad for them. I give her a hug back.
I just wanted you to know I was thinking of you.
Thanks. I think of them often. We'll figure it out.
We will. We promised Aermagh.
Yeah, I think of him too. So, they're all in my thoughts. Let's go get warm.
And fed.
And fed. Heck yeah.
By now I'm sprawled on the rug in front of the fireplace, luxuriating in its heat.
I bring all the clothes that she were left in pieces so that we can put them in that room so that they'll also dry.
Right.
We pick up this one, pick up that sock. Here's her coat.
Thanks. It's not that it was painfully cold, but the warmth really feels good.
Mm-hmm. You desert people, you.
I just believe we have a greater appreciation for warm.
Indeed.
I piled all of my extra layers on a chair. And I have requested the birds bring the food into the fireplace area. And we're just gonna have a picnic by
Nice.
the fireplace.
That's great.
Several of them appear all attached to sides and corners of a table.
They're
And-
flying in a table.
And they set it down, and then another couple come in and very expertly drape a tablecloth across it. And then a succession of birds, either individually or in pairs, fly in various containers and plates and silverware and glasses and decanters. And every time it looks like they're going to drop it and it's going to fall off the table and spill, but every time it lands just right enough to not do that. But it's a bit nerve-wracking to watch.
I just kind of giggle.
Athgarr, do you remember that we had a picnic in the mansion not long ago?
Nope.
Do you remember being in this room in front of the fire and...
Oh, yes.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if you remembered that time.
It's not clear. It's a vague memory, but I do remember.
Well, hopefully this will be a picnic you can remember days from now instead of that other time. A more pleasant picnic.
Well, I certainly am appreciating the warmth.
So I start handing out bowls and spoons and that kind of thing.
All right. There's plenty to eat.
I wonder if we should maybe do some nighttime reconnaissance, just kind of look out, see what we can see since we're outside of everything. See if we can see anything on the outside of town.
Oh, that would be a job for me, I think.
Yeah, what about on the carpet?
I could use the carpet.
Just get up and look to see if there's anything coming over because Ballinamard is on the coast, right?
Yes.
See if there's anything coming from the sea into
Not alone.
yeah.
You could loan her your spyglass. That might help.
Yeah.
I can take the carpet and ideally if whoever wanted to go with me, if someone wanted to go with me, that could also cast invisibility, then I would want to go silently, invisibly. I would want to take all the precautions.
Right.
I was thinking Athgarr, because he could teleport you back to the door if necessary.
Ooh, that's smart.
Good idea.
If you wish.
Up for a little... It's not just if we wish.
Oh, back into the cold.
Do you wish?
If I can be of service, yes.
Okay. So now that I've warmed up and had dinner, I'm going to start putting on all the gear again.
Mm-hmm.
Pass without traces and her invisibility. That doesn't make the carpet invisible.
Pass without trace would affect the carpet because it's a radius effect.
Okay, good. And then what kind of moon is it tonight?
That's a good question.
Only because you don't want to stop the moon from shining because the carpet is in the way.
It is very close to a new moon. There is a thumbnail moon.
Okay.
Well, pass without trace shouldn't create like a shadow or anything, right?
I don't know.
It says, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection.
Correct, but if a thing goes across, any kind of thing goes across the moonlight there, you can see it's...
Yeah, shadow would
Okay.
block moonlight.
Okay.
But just be careful.
Okay.
And Athgarr, you can use sending, right? So
I can.
I will cast Pass Without Trace. And how long does invisibility last?
Standard invisibility, I believe, lasts an hour.
Yeah.
That should be enough time.
Concentration up to 1 hour.
And if I had it prepared, that would be wonderful.
can
I have
you cast it on them because with the loot?
I can.
She
I
can
can
cast
only
it
cast
on
it
one of
once.
them.
But how many charges does the loot?
You-
Oh,
there's
because
one charge of spell per day.
you don't have it otherwise, right?
I don't think so. Hold on. I have greater invisibility.
Yeah, that
But
only
that
lasts
doesn't
for
last
10
as long.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can cast it, but the problem being that I can't cast both it and Pass Without Trace.
At the same
Right.
time.
At the same
'cause
time.
they're both concentration spells.
Right.
Yeah. Boo.
But Pass Without Trace does mask us from detection.
Right, so that would probably be...
Okay, and then I actually have do I still have Nature's Veil?
That's a good question.
That's a
Is
bonus
that-
action, and it's not a concentration thing. It's a
I think you do because I think that's part of Gloomstalker.
okay.
And the new beta test rules say that if there's something you get from a subclass that they haven't done yet, just use the old rules.
Okay.
So,
And so that hides me from. So as a bonus action, I can magically become invisible along with any equipment I'm wearing or carrying. So I can use that.
okay. Well, I will make certain to prepare invisibility tomorrow.
Well, since we're going to be super sneaky, it would probably be a good idea.
Do you have it prepared, Annette?
What?
Invisibility? Do you have it prepared as a spell?
No.
Okay.
I just have the loot.
Okay. Because it says that if you cast it at a higher level, you can add an additional person for every
Yeah.
level.
But I don't.
Yeah.
And I can't switch because I'm not.
Yeah. Well, that will be useful tomorrow, because if Athgarr prepares it, he could conceivably make all of us invisible for an hour.
Nice.
It would take, let's see, a 7th level spell slot,
Woo.
but he could do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we head for the door.
Okay.
For the carpet.
Zorith, are you sending the spyglass along with them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Does Athgarr have dark vision?
But he can borrow my goggles.
That'd be good.
Well, he can cast it.
Oh, but is it a concentration spell?
It is not. It lasts for 8 hours.
Ooh.
Although it is a sorcerer spell for him, so there's the possibility that it may go wonky, but
I mean, or you could just borrow her stinking goggles.
I
well,
lend you my
either
goggles.
way, what's the range on the goggles?
Uh, 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same as if he cast the spell.
Right.
So,
So why wouldn't you borrow the damn goggles?
do they have to be attuned?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank God.
Magic items that do not require attunement become much more valuable at higher levels.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so are you flying the carpet, or is Athgarr?
I will, because that leaves. I'm assuming that leaves him more free if he needs to teleport us or something.
Right. Then probably he should have the spyglass.
Okay.
One person sort of dedicated to being the lookout, and the other person dedicated to transportation.
Athgar's perception.
Oh, he's got a good perception. Plus 15.
Oh, fancy.
That's good.
Jeez.
Higher than mine and Arabelle's. Goddamn.
He has a higher proficiency bonus.
Mm.
Is he?
Mhm.
Is he still?
Yeah.
What level is he?
You don't
Way high.
know, but you figure higher than yours.
He can cast big spells, so
Yeah,
I
he can
presume
cast 7th level spells, so that tells you right off the bat.
Everybody can cast 7th level spells now, except for Arabelle.
I can cast 8th level spells, so now.
Oh, well, okay, there you go.
Just
Mine are considered 4th level spells.
Well, yeah, you and
Or half.
Arabelle are half casters,
Right.
but Tasha and Zorith and Athgarr are full casters. Like they get up to 9th level spells. You guys get up to 5th level spells, I think.
All right,
So.
let's go.
All right. So what exactly are we doing?
We are
Like, what is the
Flying.
intent?
we are flying the carpet toward
scouting.
the Thuilnu
Mm.
not
Ballinamard.
Ballinamard wall, keeping an eye out for any signs of Thuilnu, and just trying to get close enough to get an idea of what has happened to their shipping and or land-based supply chain.
Okay. You are approximately an hour away.
Oh, I didn't know we were that far away.
So how close do you want to get? With the spyglass, you're going to be able to see reasonably well
Well, let's
shortly.
I would think going at least half of that distance, and then reassessing whether we have the information we need or if we want to go closer.
Okay.
I didn't know we were that far away. I thought we were closer. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
The night is cold. The wind is a bit stiff. And it's very quiet. Apart from the sound of the surf, there's really no other sound. Just the wind whistling past the carpet. After approximately half an hour, it is easy to see Ballinamard with just the naked eye. Athgarr pulls out the spyglass and begins to look. Interesting. It is not a walled city.
It's not?
No. I assume what we mistook for walls are simply the outer buildings.
Okay. What kind of buildings are these? Warehouses or?
They look commercial. Markets and storefronts. At least those closest to the road. And he turns a little bit and looks out. I can see a couple docks. It looks like there's several. There are no ships tied up at the two that I can see well. Come to think of it, there are also no people.
Any lights?
Yes, there are lights on in buildings, but there are no street torches. Nothing to light the way for any who might walk the streets at night. And I see no one on the streets.
Do you think we should go closer? We haven't detected much at this point.
Given that I don't see anyone, I don't think that would be dangerous. Perhaps half again closer.
That was what I was thinking. But let's go silent at this point. I'll use message to allow us to communicate quietly as we get closer.
I shall do the same.
It's a cantrip I have now, so I can do it as much as I want.
Yep, so can Athgarr.
All right, so let's go half the distance again.
Okay. You can now see what he described. You're probably 15 minutes from the edge of the city. And looking through the glass, he tells you that he can also see what appears to be some sort of farmstead off to the left-hand side of the road a ways. He can see much more of the city proper, and there are lights on in buildings all over town. Not all the buildings have lights on. Probably about half of them do, but there's a concentration of buildings that are lit up in sort of the southwest third of the city. The city is a bit of an oval that is sort of angled northeast to southwest.
Okay.
And the northeastern edge is the shoreline.
The farmstead, are there any lights on there? I ask him using message.
None that I can see.
Is it
However,
a distance from the other buildings? Is it kind of isolated?
it is a bit outside of town, but from what I have read, my knowledge of farmers are that they tend to rise very, very early and begin work at the crack of dawn. So given the hour, it is not unreasonable that they would already have turned in for the evening.
Well, I'm just thinking that might be a place we could check out more closely if we think that there would be less chance of being detected there and it would be more remote.
It's not far outside of the city. The edge of their fields are probably within 50 feet of the outer road.
Would it be a good place, though, to recon on the rest of the city?
I don't know. My impulse is to say that more height would be preferable to going closer to any particular location.
Okay. Well, what would you say about going higher and having the distance again?
We can try. I can return us in a moment, so...
I think it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. If we had to return in a moment, would we be able to take the carpet with us?
Unfortunately, no.
I don't want to lose the carpet. Still. Let's just go higher and inch forward and see if that helps your view.
Take us up until I say to stop rising.
Okay. I do that.
The town below gets rather small before you receive Athgar's message to stop the climb. But that is what you see laid out beneath you.
I ask him again through message if he sees any movement outside of any of the buildings, in the streets, in the fields.
I see no one.
And I also take this opportunity to kind of scan around us as well, scanning the horizon.
Make a perception check.
Anything? 30.
Nothing that you can detect. To your eye, the skies are empty.
I ask Athgarr to do the same with the spyglass.
That will take some time.
We have time.
After about 10 minutes, because he has to basically turn and then sort of focus, and then move a little bit more, and then focus. Nothing.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Were it not for the lights, I would think Ballinamard a ghost town.
Can you see inside one of the lit buildings? It may seem a bit creepy, but...
If you wish to do that, we will have to get significantly closer and very low. From this angle, no.
But that's what we need to know. I mean, what we need to know is, are there people? Are they okay? I start slowly lowering us down, just straight down, not angling closer at this point. Just
Okay.
Getting back too low.
Okay.
And then once there, I'll say, pick a close building with a light on. I'm going you start moving slowly toward it, let me know when you can see something.
Eventually, he is able to get a good look at one of the outlying buildings at the southern edge of the city. Well, I don't see any people, but I do see animals.
Inside?
Outside, in a pen.
What kind of animals?
Dogs, I believe. Perhaps wolves.
Are these standard-sized wolves?
They appear to be. It's difficult to tell. Here. And he hands you the spyglass.
Okay.
Make a perception check with advantage. He tells you where to look.
It's 27.
It's not instantaneous, but eventually you do find where he was looking, and you do see it looks like this might be a kennel of some kind. And there are two pens, one that does appear to contain wolves, and in a separate pen there are several different kinds of canine, all sort of milling around together, playing or jostling with each other. They look healthy. They look tended.
So these are dog kennels?
That would be my guess.
Interesting.
Someone who breeds domesticated versions of canine? Types of canine?
So we're still inching slowly forward. Since I have the spyglass, I look to see if I can see in any of the lit windows. I'm just looking for any sign of
The only other
humanoid activity.
The only other window that you can see inside from this point against the city, it looks to be some sort of shop, and there's a single lantern burning in the center of the main room, which appears otherwise abandoned, but it also appears to be the storefront.
Well, if it's late, then the store would be closed.
Right.
Okay. So again, using message, I say, I don't know that we've really found much, but do you think it's time to head back?
I suspect they will be worried. We have been gone a good amount of time.
Okay. So I just as carefully creep back.
We have evidence that there are people there, if nothing more than the fact that the animals look cared for. Someone must be caring for them.
Agreed.
And some of the buildings are lit while others are not, would indicate that some are inhabited and some perhaps not, or like the farmer, they are early risers, soul already a bit.
Well, we'll go back and report.
he turns around and continues to use the spyglass to watch as you head back, just in case.
And I'm watching. If he's watching behind, then I'll watch the front.
Okay. Neither of you see anything, and you arrive back at the entrance to the mansion.
Okay. Go back inside. Toss my winter gear at the birds. And run back for the fire.
Ooh.
That was chilly. It's very late and got colder as it got later.
Yes.
So I give them, I report in on what we saw and what we didn't see. Keeping it pretty brief. Don't have much to tell. Sorry we don't have more to report.
No, safer. I wonder if going to that farm and trying to get some reconnaissance, you know, just going to the farm, sneaking up on that farm and seeing, you know, what kind of situation it is there.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we would want to go there early tomorrow. If they are, in fact, early to rise, then maybe we could get there early before the rest of the town awakens. Go during farmers' hours, you know, perhaps just after dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'd be able to talk with someone.
That sounds reasonable. That sounds kind of what I was thinking as well. Anyone else? Arabelle?
Yeah, that makes sense. Any chance we remember any of the people we helped when they were at Darkcoast Keep?
Make a history check at disadvantage. This is a while ago.
And I'm gonna ask Tiraura for help. I know it's past keen minds, so.
I'm gonna say,
That'd be a no
Gwen
for me.
Lauren can ask Quisfa for assistance.
But was I there then?
No.
No.
So, I mean, I can't remember what I didn't know.
Yeah, true.
17. It's not bad. Ass.
Nothing says I love you like when a cat sticks its ass in your face.
It's dominance behavior. That's what it is.
I'm marking you
Trying
because
to make out with me, actually.
I'm marking you because I haven't been marking you all the time, all day long.
Well, in a minute he does that, and then he tries to chew on my glasses on my face.
Got a 19, like a dirty 19.
Okay.
I healed a bunch of them, so maybe I'll.
You remember faces, but you don't necessarily remember names.
Okay. But we might recognize somebody
Yes.
with that. Okay.
I think we'd best, if we have to get up that early, we'd best get to bed. It's
Yeah.
already pretty late. Donuts for breakfast?
Yum.
I hustle upstairs because I want to take a warm bath before I go to bed.
Okay.
Teach the birds to make brandy sandwiches. Those are portable.
Those are portable. Look here, bird. This is how you make it.
I'll show the birds in the morning as a surprise for Zori. I'm up early.
Did the birds learn?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
The birds can make anything you ask them to. Your servants in the mansion can make anything you ask them to.
Man, I wish that was for real. Oh my goodness. Make my life so much better.
There'd be cookies.
I was going to say, this is different from making me do the cooking. How?
There's a little bit more that I would ask of the birds than I ask of you. But I still appreciate you.
Yeah, okay.
We'll continue that discussion.
Yeah. Right. Well, the evening passes uneventfully. The following morning arrives all too soon.
Was that a long rest or a
It
short
was.
rest?
It was a long
Yay.
rest.
Big spells.
Lovely.
Hmm.
And it's still dark?
If that's when you want to get up, yes.
Dark 30.
I mean, no, but
Yes.
Well, after
'Cause
Aermagh
we're
prays, he goes to the kitchen to get the things to make brandy sandwiches.
Nice. Because we're still an hour away.
right.
So we want to get there,
Right at dawn.
yeah, right at dawn.
I stagger downstairs. I need hot cider, I think.
I need lots of coffee.
About 5 minutes later, Athgarr comes wandering in, eyes barely open.
I'm hunched over my warm mug.
Where's the coffee?
Ask the birds. I don't know.
I hand him a cup.
Thank you. He just kind of drops unceremoniously into a chair and begins sipping.
Oh, we can't take the sandwiches with us. We have to eat before we go.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I forgot. It's still the idea. It's
Yes.
still the thought that counts. Thanks.
Yes. Well, there's still a sandwich for you when you come down.
Yes.
Sandwiches and donuts.
Yes. Everybody gets a donut and a sandwich.
I dunk my donut in my hot cider.
Oof,
and it's-
yuck.
And it's amazing.
I'm not a dunker.
It's soggy.
Yuck.
You
I'm not a
don't
dunker
leave it
because
in
of.
there. You just like barely touch it. And
Your donuts can't hold up to the.
No, they crumble and then there's crunchy, gross stuff at the bottom of your
Oh, your
Soggy.
donuts are inadequate to the task. These are real donuts. Hefty.
I want hefty donuts. I want fluffy donuts.
Not
Bunch of
sure.
babies.
They're dwarven
the-
donuts.
I don't dunk cookies. I don't dunk muffins. I dunk nothing.
I do.
I don't even
crackers.
dunk Oreos. Nope.
Gwen dunks her donuts.
Zorith
So-
just shivers.
Athgarr just eats a donut.
I think about throwing a soggy donut at someone. Not a morning person.
Yeah. So
I assume Tasha's up.
Yeah.
Being military, she's probably more of an early riser than I am.
Probably.
I had to get up early in my many years as a servant, so now I enjoy sleeping in whenever I can. Because screw those people.
Athgarr mumbles, I'm more used to going to sleep at this time.
Well, now, not all of us can keep up with such a late night party schedule.
Not all of us are bards.
And for good reason.
I'm sure Tasha can.
I'm sure she can. All right, well, now that we are awake, shall we away?
Oh, the cold again.
Start putting on layers.
Oh.
And the second Athgarr walks outside, he taps himself.
I'll tap Gwen and everybody else. So what shall we do? How shall we do this? Let's discuss as we're going. We're flying, but let's discuss as we're going.
I think we'll do kind of like we did last night. I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
I'll give you the spyglass again. You can see the best way to approach, so that there's, I would assume, maybe the most southwest corner of the back.
Yes.
We should probably remain closer to the ground.
Yes.
I take us down closer to the ground.
And Athgarr, you did take invisibility, right?
Correct.
Can you make us invisible?
I can.
Let's do it as we get closer, like...
It is only an hour.
Right, so we'll do it...
We should
Maybe
wait
20
until the
minutes
last
out?
possible moment.
Yeah. Also with the spyglass, see if there are people working in the fields or if there's nobody
I'm going
still.
to check in each direction.
Nice. Here's a spyglass.
Thank you. Okay. Are we good to go?
I think so. I was just finishing up my spell selection. I think I got all my Noctomancy in. Had to give up some other stuff though. No.
But only temporarily.
Well, no, I mean they're what we need.
About, well, where are you taking us, sorry?
I'm
Where are
taking
you?
us... Oh, wait. Like, that's the farm, right?
The bottom left-hand corner, yes.
So...
That's the farm that Athgarr saw.
Like...
There's a main farmhouse, there's a barn on either side of it, and then there's the fields.
I'm taking us to, like, down in this corner. Can you see where my little spot is? It's in the green. It's in the dark green. My little orangey ping.
You're talking about, like, here?
Yeah, more over to the left, but...
Well, over to the left, the dark green is just border.
Right, but I'm just saying, like...
Like, that's just border for the picture.
Right,
It's
so
not
I would be
actual
going...
terrain.
Yeah, no, I would be going over into that area because that's not close to the... That's not close to anything. I'd be coming in from the back angle, going
Okay.
off the road and then coming in from the back angle.
Okay. All right.
That's a weird looking house though. Is it like a traditional farm house? Or is it a...
It looks like a small compound. There's actually a few buildings.
Shit. We're trying not to kill anyone, right? Stuns only. Should we find anything else?
Set to stun your spells, yeah.
Yeah.
Come in peace. Shoot to kill. Shoot to kill.
Well-
Shoot to kill.
Diplomacy, right?
Right. Unless we're met with something that is not normal.
Dramatic.
Right, but
I apologize for our
Sharing a brain cell.
Yep. All right, so let's do do this thing.
Approximately 5 minutes out, Athgarr casts invisibility,
Ooh, okay.
and all 5 of us fade out.
So we drop the carpet down. I roll it up, put it on my back. And
Okay.
we start sneaking to the back corner of the barn. Do you guys think clear the barn first? Clear that south barn first?
Sounds like a good plan.
All right.
As you approach, the sun breaks over the eastern horizon. Shortly thereafter, you hear a rooster crow.
That does not sound like a rooster. That's better. Like, man, have you only heard of a rooster by
She once had a rooster described to her.
Right.
It's on the spin and pull thing. The rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo.
Right.
The dog says
Say or whatever it was called.
the dog says woof.
Say.
The
Right?
spin and say.
Spin and say. There was the speak and spell.
Right.
That was
spell.
different. I
Yeah.
actually bought one of those recently for my cousin's kids, and I
Round
played with
the
it.
arrow and the string.
Yep.
That was speak and say, I think. Speak and say. The dog goes woof.
Yes.
The
The cow goes. "Moo."
cow says moo.
Right.
I wasn't all fancy. I didn't have one of the ones that actually had sounds. We were just, the ones that had someone
the
actually
sheep
saying
say-
cock-a-doodle-doo, woof.
The cow.
Avalanche.
The cow makes a mooing noise.
The cat says meow.
Right.
This interlude brought to you by Mercury in retrograde.
Or your crazy ass Gemini. Okay. So
You make it to the barn. What do you do?
dun 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 dun.
We land stealthily.
Oh, you're already on the ground.
Yeah,
Alright,
we're-
then we move stealthily toward...
Well, then I need everyone to make a stealth check, please.
In my brain, I'm humming. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba. Actually, I'm gonna take the stone and I'm gonna go. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da. And I'm gonna sing for
But super quietly.
in my head because you don't have to say anything in the head.
the sending stone. You're doing
The sending stone, yeah.
Laura's gonna be like, what the what?
Because I don't have to say anything. I could just think it. Dun 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 doo 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 doo.
Okay, here's my
Okay.
question. What
What?
time is it where Lorik is?
Yeah, I was wondering the same. If you're waking up in the middle of the night.
Like 3 in the
with
morning.
random
It's like
music.
3 in the morning, yeah.
Maybe we
It
won't.
better. Zori would not remember.
Nope. Have no clue. Have no clue.
Good.
Maybe he won't even hear it. Who knows? Maybe it's in his pants. Maybe it's off in his bedroom somewhere. He's not gonna have it on him while
Yeah,
he's sleeping.
The song coming from his pants is probably not reassuring.
Could you imagine hearing your pants just go off in the middle of the night and then like running to get them and being like, "What the hell was that? I missed all of that."
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but the issue is that if he is not in physical contact with the stone, he
I
will
know.
not hear the message.
I know that.
Lorik sleeps with it in case Zori calls him in the middle of the night.
I bet not.
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
He's the only person he knows that looks forward to his pants talking to him.
And how many do 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 do. All I would get is doo doo. That's as many as I get. 25.
How does Jeff have a straight face?
I don't know.
He's busy doing other things. He's just letting us
around
go.
the
I am
three of
busy
you
doing
way
other
too-
things, so
Because he's around the three of you way too much, and it doesn't faze him anymore.
no,
He's
not
listening
really.
to the music in his pants.
The music in his brain.
The music in my pants is a different tune.
Whoa, whoa.
And now we know that.
That's
So,
funny.
you got Zoria 25 for stealth? Is that what you said?
I did not say.
Okay. Well, everyone tell me what you got for stealth check, please.
I don't remember now.
I got a 23.
What do we get to add?
Stealth.
Oh,
No.
33.
Trace, don't we get a bonus?
We aren't passed without traced right now.
Or not?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, she said so.
Oh, then you add, what, 10?
Hey.
22.
Ooh, thank God for that.
38.
33.
Okay. You are all very quiet.
Quite like mice.
You have reached the barn.
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna look around. Can we see any movement either in the barn or near the farmhouse?
Because we're invisible, right?
You are.
Oh, yeah, we can open doors and stuff.
I'm not gonna open doors because you'll
No,
see the
look
door.
in open doors.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
sorry.
Make a perception check.
And windows. I will look in windows if there's windows. I see nothing.
27.
What'd you say, Leslie?
Only 17.
Oh.
Not great.
Only 27. Not great.
33.
That's great.
$31. So the 27, the 31, and the 33. No movement in the barn. It looks like the barn is full of hay and maybe wheat. But there is movement in the house.
Use your spyglass. Look in the house.
We're invisible. I'm just gonna go. Shouldn't we just go up to the window and look in very quietly?
Oh, I thought the spyglass might be.
Okay.
You can see it from here. Let's see it from here.
I hand you the spyglass because you've got better sea balls than me.
Okay. I use my sea balls.
There is an probably for an elf middle-aged woman moving around the kitchen, and there are 3 other individuals sitting at the table, and she is serving them breakfast. There is a human male, a human female, and an orc.
Are orcs are always evil, right?
No,
No?
not always.
But potentially in this situation, it's not good.
Not a half orc, a whole orc.
Right, that's why I was asking.
Yes.
Not a good sign.
Don't forget, there were some of the orcs that were trying to turn themselves into whatchamacallit, though, remember?
Yep.
Weren't they full orcs, Jeff?
They were.
So
They were seeking sanctuary.
So potentially in this situation, the orc is not good.
So I'm going to use message to tell y'all I'm going to go get a closer look.
Well, message
Okay.
you send to one person.
All right, so I will message Athgarr because
Okay.
he can message the others. Or I can, yeah. Or Tasha can use sending, right? But is that also
That's also only one person.
know,
Where
right?
where are we at? We're still by the barn. That's
We're
why
still
she
by the
was
barn.
looking. So you can say it.
Okay, I'm just gonna whisper at barely above my breath. I'm going to go scout. Stay here.
Thumbs up, you can't see.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we can't see your
Yeah,
thumbs up.
everybody's invisible, so
But if I hear no response, I'm assuming y'all heard me and I'm gonna go. So, yes. So I'm going to be my most stealthy, assuming that Pass Without Trace is still upon me, as well as invisibility.
how long does that last?
An hour, I think.
Pass Without Trace would be over.
Okay, then I will recast it
Okay.
as soon as I can figure out where the hell it went. There we go. Yes, I have recast it, and it lasts, yep, an hour. So I will walk toward the window,
Okay.
hopefully close enough that I can hear.
Make a perception check.
17.
You can make out what the woman is saying. You can't make out if there's any responses from the three people at the table. But the woman appears to be giving the three people at the table instructions on what they're to do as far as farm work today.
Chores.
Talking about how she wants two of them to continue to bring in the crop from field 1, while the third goes to the north barn and tends to the animals.
If I move closer, can I hear their responses?
No. You're right up to the window.
I'll sneak back to the group and whisper to them she's assigning them chores.
Them. Did you tell us about the orc?
Yeah.
Okay, previously. Okay.
Yes.
Does it? Now that's weird. It seems like the orc is contributing.
Seems like.
I'm gonna-
One of the ones that asked for asylum.
Within
Could be.
about 5 minutes, the three at the table get up and head out. You watch as the human male and the human female head off out the door to the courtyard and stop at one of the outbuildings and pick up what look like scythes and then continue on toward the field. The orc leaves out the front door and loops around, headed, it looks like, for the north barn.
Do we by chance recognize the man or woman?
No.
Okay.
I ask the others, what do you want to do? Do you want to go inside or stop one of them? We could stop the orc.
I think I'd like to
I
Try
wanna
and
go talk
get to the
elf.
temple.
You wanna what?
Get to the temple.
Okay, let's try that.
What's in the temple? Would you know where the temple is?
No, but I imagine if we get into town, we'll be able to recognize. There's, I think, if I remember from last week, Arabelle remembered there's a temple to Tiraura, one to Quisva, and one to Balmous here.
Yeah. So let's go to Tiraura, and then we'll go to Balmous.
Still going to move invisibly and without trace.
Can you put it back up?
Pass without trace is still up.
She recast it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
So it's only the invisibility that would need to be recast.
I just feel like it might be that.
Well, the invisibility doesn't need to be recast because the invisibility was cast 5 minutes before you touched down.
Oh, okay, so let's.
So the invisibility's probably got another 40 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, since we're this close, would you be able to see the temple if you went on the carpet and went up?
Where are we, Jeff, on the map?
We're in the bottom left corner.
Right now, you are right here.
Okay, it's not showing up. I can't see it. Let me go into Foundry, because I did not see it. Okay, so
Yeah, right there.
because I can see the legend in the atlas, we're not actually very far from Tiraura, so can I see it from here?
Make a perception check. The thing is that you don't know where it is.
Right, but I didn't know.
So.
As I look, a 19 and a 20, so we'll take a 33.
It's going to be large, right? And opulent?
I don't know what a barbarian temple to Tiraura looks like, but
Yeah.
I would assume I'd see some markings of some kind.
From where you are at, you don't see anything that looks like your temple.
Okay. But this is where we'll kind of head into town, is this corner, right?
That is entirely up to you. If you go through the fields, there's a chance that you're going to be detected because you're going to be moving crops. So you have to go around. So you're either going to go up
Down
here
and around.
or over here. So
With
there
my
is-
little spyglass, I'm going to look at those. I'm going to have Gwen look at the nearest. Can we with our eyeballs see that there's like a compound there? Or do we need the spyglass for that?
compound where?
It looks like a bunch of like these buildings. It looks like armory and stuff like that. So I want to be able to see if she can see what those buildings look like with her spyglass. Like the buildings all along this edge.
So you're going to go
from down here
basically
to up there.
Basically over here in between the house and the barn?
No, I just want her to look with the spyglass at
Right,
all of
but
those houses.
From where?
On the edge.
From
where we are
is
right
she
now.
Looking? So
From where we are right now.
So
yeah.
right there. Okay. Gwen, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
$22.
It actually looks similar in a way to a couple locations that you've seen in Thunder's Edge. It looks like a semi-permanent outdoor market.
Okay. I described that to them.
There doesn't appear to be anyone opening up shop yet.
So that's one of them. There's like 5. So I was saying I wanted her to look at this green one all the way down at the bottom, the one that's next northwest, then the big compound thing, then the little circle thing, and then the red thing.
Okay.
So like all of those along that edge.
All right.
Sorry. I guess I should have been more specific.
All right. The green one in the corner, she recognizes as the shop that she and Athgarr spotted last night that had the lantern burning in it.
Okay.
It appears to be some sort of storefront. Again, at this point, there is no light on the inside, and there doesn't appear to be anyone in there yet.
Okay, got it.
The next one is a somewhat larger building. It actually almost looks like a small farmstead. There's a main building, and there's what look to be several small stands that look to have various hides stretched out on them, perhaps drying or being dyed. Again, you don't see anyone. The compound, I already told you about. The sort of reddish round building is a tower with a secondary tower that sort of comes out of the center, or out of the middle of it, and comes up alongside. It has shutters, which are all closed, and a door, which is also closed.
Okay.
And the building at the very northern edge that you looked at, single story, rough stone, thick wooden doors that appear to be banded with iron, and very thin windows, little more than arrow slits. Again, you see no movement inside, no light, and the door is closed.
Okay.
But you have to remember that you're dealing with about maybe half an hour after dawn right now.
Right. So what does everybody think? Whispers. We are whispering.
I think we should go check it out.
Gwen,
I mean,
make another perception check real quick.
how?
Out of 22. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Just as you're about to look away from that northernmost building, white smoke begins to rise from the chimney at the back of the building.
Okay, so I I look more closely at the back of the building to see if there's anything more to see.
There's a chimney. You can see it sticking up over the roof. But apart from that, you can't really tell anything else. But it appears that someone on the inside just lit a fire.
Let's head back there.
Okay.
As you walk along the path leading from this farm toward the city, you see something definitely odd. A large group of orcs, armored and armed, are walking down the road beside that building. And a woman walks out from somewhere in the city and sees the orcs, raises her hand. The orcs walk over, stop. They appear to have a conversation, and the woman smiles and wanders off, and the orcs turn the corner and begin moving into the city.
Okay, that's hinky.
This is worse than we thought.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh, shit. Shit. Rats.
To give you time to think about all the possible...
Trouble we could be getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, we'll be back in 15. Don't go anywhere. Obviously, there's something going on, and maybe we'll find out what
Shit.
after the break. So, we'll see you in 15.
In the state of Ballinamard.
And welcome back. The orcs have continued to wander into the city. They don't seem to be moving with any haste, and are soon out of sight from where you are.
I would like to take 30 seconds. Right? Around is 6 seconds. There's 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
30 seconds for what?
I'd like to cast a few spells.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm going to cast Dream Sentinel on everyone, Jeff.
Okay.
Lasts for 24 hours.
Yes, too. That too, if that helps.
I thought it was a higher level, but it's only second level, so I can cast a few at second and a few at third.
Okay.
So it creates a protector for the recipient that resides within their subconscious, allows the target to make an active opposition roll against any Dacagoth intrusion. A bonus equal to the level of the caster +2. So we give everybody +16 if we get a spell or dream attack.
Okay.
And it lasts 24 hours. So I will cast that on everyone.
All right.
I don't know what so at third level, I'll cast it at third on myself and on Athgarr at third, so then it's a +3 bonus instead of +2. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Just don't want to forget.
All right. You are still standing in between the farm compound and the north barn.
What does everybody want to do?
Or
I'm
actually,
not
no, I
this
take that
reverse.
back. You had started north. That's when you saw the orcs. So you're actually, where's the right screen here? Probably about here. That first
Oh, we are?
intersection.
Did we start walking?
You did.
I mean, we're not going to be able to find anything out if we don't talk to someone, right?
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, don't we just... I mean,
Try to find the Temple of Tiraura.
we could ask someone.
But we're invisible.
And pass without traced.
So let's, I guess, walk around and try to find Tiraura's thing. I guess. I don't know. How long do we have with invisibility?
40 minutes, right?
At this point, probably about a half an hour. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not making any decisions, Nikki. So somebody else has to make a decision.
All right, let's wander for the 30 minutes we have invisibility and then go from there.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right.
Where are we wandering to?
That's a good question. You have the map. So,
Check out where the smoke was coming up, where it seemed like somebody had built a fire.
okay.
Is that in this building here?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're able to approach the building with no problem. The door is closed.
Are there any markings on it?
Now that you're close enough to see, yes. They're not large, but there are 2 panels, one on either side of the door, that have runes carved in them. Some of them are not familiar, but one of them, in the same position on both panels, is very familiar. It's the Sigil of Balmous.
This is the Balmous Temple, I whisper.
And Nikki doesn't remember. Who is that?
That's the good god of war, right? Is that the right domain? It's where I built made my sword.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, he is the god of light and war. So basically, he's the god of waging war to protect the good.
So we need to be very careful on what we say and ask questions, because we have to assume everyone is loyal to what works. So we helped people when they were at Darkcoast Keep, and we came to check in on people. I mean, it's not a lie.
Let's just kind of wait here and watch until the spell goes, and then we can make ourselves known.
Well, I think we wanted to see what else we could figure out, what the other buildings, as many buildings are as we could, right?
All right, yeah, let's do that, and then come back to this temple.
Is this like another market-looking place?
Which one?
This one?
Yes.
Okay. And then this was the market she identified earlier.
What's the blue little squiggly guy here? Since we're right next to it?
This one is rather unique. It looks like this building has been carved out of a living tree that has grown perpendicular to the ground in a slight bow shape, with the southeast end bending upwards in a more normal appearance. There are what look to be knotholes spaced out semi-regularly along both sides of the curved trunk, and at the end that is sort of sloping up, there is an opening that appears to be covered by hanging moss.
Barbarians, super cool.
Quisva?
Are there any symbols on it?
There are no markings on the outside of this building.
Druid and Rangers, right? Follow Quisva?
Yes. As do farmers.
Okay. But, I mean, this seems nature-y.
Yes.
Okay. And
All
it's
right.
to the Balmous temple, so...
Let's keep going east one.
So it looks like, I mean, kind of, I'm guessing we can see a little bit. Back behind this first section, it looks more like houses. All the front looks like buildings, right? Like more bigger buildings.
From where you're at, it all looks commercial, for lack of a better term.
Okay. Okay, so what's this one as we get closer?
This is the first building you've seen that actually looks normal. It's a traditional wood plank building. The outside was varnished at one point, but it looks like the varnish has been largely worn away, probably by wind and weather. And a standard sort of triangular roof with dark tiling. There are windows that are shuttered and closed. There is a small staircase up to a double door, which is closed. And it's a 2-story building.
Any signs or anything?
Make a perception check.
18.
You're about convinced there isn't, and then you finally see something, and as you squint, there is a very faded sign that says the Barracks.
Okay. I say we head more towards... I want to be towards the edges. So that one was this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So then I would say we would go to that intersection between the two...
Here?
Yeah, and then start heading south.
Yep, so this big blue building will be the...
Yes.
This one, the next one.
All right. This building, for lack of a better term, looks rich. It is built from what looks to be oak, and it's highly polished oak. It has the look of sort of a fusion of a log cabin and a hunting lodge, but somewhat more finely constructed than either of those would be, with polished dark wood doors and shutters, which are all closed.
Any sign there?
No.
Okay. The next two?
Straight down?
Yeah.
So these.
Okay. The northern one of them looks to be probably some sort of shop. It looks like it's built out of maybe driftwood, but it seems to be well fitted together. There are, again, there's a double door leading into it. There are windows that are shuttered. Everything is closed. But there is a sign over the door that says Tamara's Wares W.
Okay. Odd.
There's a pretty building under it.
Yeah, circly and everything.
This isn't actually a building as much as it is sort of a complex and a pavilion. This is clearly a smithy, but it's an open-air smithy. There are stone pillars and iron beams and treated leather with holes over each of these several forges, obviously to allow the smoke to vent. There are 4 standard forges and 1 larger forge in the center of the space. There is an iron fence around the complex, and there is a gate. The gate is closed. And there doesn't appear to be anyone inside yet.
Okay.
Then we go to the purple one next, the purple one behind it, or to the east of it.
Oh, what? Yeah, if we're in on the road south of it here, can we see what the green one is and then head this way?
The green one you've looked at before.
Okay.
Well,
A
she
couple
did with
times. This time, close enough, you see a sign attached to the northern side of the building, which is where the entrance is, that says Cyllin's Herbs and Remedies.
Maybe we can find something for Zek. Alright, so then the purple and blue ones would be next.
Mm-hmm.
The purple one looks kind of like a standard storefront building, but in the back there is another iron-fenced, open-air workshop of some kind. There are a couple fires and what look to be racks with a hook where perhaps a kettle would hang. There's a faintly acrid smell in the air the closer you get to the building.
Like tanning? Like icky hide stuff? Or metal stuff?
Zorith, make an Arcana check.
$17.
Alchemy stuff.
Oh. Alchemy.
It smells like your alchemy classes.
Interesting.
The blue one? Or they saw that one, right?
Yeah, the blue one, now that you're close, you can actually hear the sounds of the animals. And
oh, that's right.
if you choose to go around the building to where the pens are, you can actually see for sure what's in the pens as well.
I don't think we should. Although, what's our time? Is this about been 30 minutes?
No, you probably got about 10 minutes left.
All right.
Shall we do the next one?
Yep. So we're on
the red one. Yeah.
This building has actually been constructed of stone, but it's stone that has been smoothed and polished to a noticeable shine.
Okay.
It has a red tiled roof. It's lighter than most of the other buildings near it. It has wooden shutters that have been painted white, and a polished wooden door on the southern end that has also been painted white.
Is there a sign?
Make a perception check.
Always.
27.
Yeah.
Again,
Okay.
there are panels down either side of the door that contain runes, and many of them don't translate into anything for you, but the one that does is the Sigil of Tiraura.
Oh.
Shakalaka.
All right.
And the doorway is facing the south, correct?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, if we want to make ourselves visible here at this, I mean, like,
Coming into town there.
yeah, like we're coming into town there. Question to DM. So there's roads, right? Coming
Yes.
in, etc. If somebody came in off the plains, prairie, at an off spot in the road, would that be weird to people, or?
You have no way of knowing. But you do have time before the invisibility ends. You could circle back out to the southern road.
Or we could come back out to here and then
Right.
walk
And
in
then-
without pass without a trace. And kind of follow this road along to it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Sounds smart to me, without invisibility.
And leaving tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You make your way back to the edge of the road, drop both spells, and begin walking back in. As you get to this intersection, you look to the left and you see the squad of orcs.
Wait, where?
Right here.
Oh, we're about to run into them?
They're walking directly in your direction as you hit that intersection.
Well, we just...
Greetings.
Welcome, Ballinamard.
Thank you.
You need direction?
I hold up my holy symbol. Tiraura Temple?
Tiraura. That way. Follow road.
Thank you.
Sense their motives, or
Have good day.
can we tell if they're evil or anything like
You
that?
go ahead and you can roll insight.
I don't want to cast anything right now.
That's good.
Insight's good, but not mine.
Or I'll roll insight.
23.
8.
Oh,
15. 15.
He thinks they're nice.
22.
Oh, those are good.
23.
Arabelle, Tasha, Zoreth. Strangely enough, they seem sincere. If it wasn't for the fact that they're orcs, you wouldn't even question
Right.
their responses, because that's kind of what the town guard does in your experience.
Right.
Sort of check out newcomers and see if they need assistance or direction and provide it. And if they're not doing anything wrong, wish them well and go on their way, which is exactly what this group has done.
We keep heading on to the Tiraura.
Okay. You make your way back to the southern edge of the Tirauran Temple.
Go in?
What time is it? Is it now sunrise?
Oh, it's past sunrise.
Okay, good. So they'll be
it
up.
was sunrise when the farm folks left.
We got to the farm.
To go out to the field, and the orc went to the barn. That was sunrise, or just after sunrise. So it's about an hour after sunrise now, or close. So, do you just go in?
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door. Inside, you see that the shutters are painted white on the inside as well, as is the door. There are, there's a small hallway. There are 2 doors on either side, and then the hallway opens up into the sanctuary, which is filled with beautifully carved driftwood benches that are lined up in 2 rows with an aisle down the middle before a tall white podium. Behind the podium, 2 very large wood stoves appear to have just been lit fairly recently, but the warmth coming from them is both noticeable and welcome.
Well, that would imply someone is here.
Yep.
Do we hear or see anyone?
Make a perception check. You don't see anyone.
21.
you do hear what sounds like someone moving to the left in the hallway. So basically the west side of the building.
I'm gonna move that way and say hello.
The sound of footsteps gets louder. The door opens and you see a dark-skinned, half-elven woman. Her skin is the color of black coffee, and she has curly black hair that falls in waves over very broad, powerfully built shoulders. She has emerald green eyes and carries herself almost regally. And she would be intimidating were it not for the soft smile on her face as well. Well, good morning. Someone's up early today. I don't believe we've met.
We've just arrived in town.
And I see that you are a sister coming to visit. I am Chalia Ravakas. Welcome to the North Temple.
I'm Arabelle Iselin. These are my companions, Tasha, Gwenlauren, Zorith, and Athgarr.
Well, it's a pleasure. What brings you to the frozen north?
We had the privilege of several months ago helping some of the people of the town when they were at Darkcoast Keep, and wanted to come and see how things were going now that everyone was back home.
As well as can be expected, we lost more than half of the community
Oh my gosh.
in the initial attack. But we have begun to rebuild, and we have reached a tentative peace with those attackers left behind. We have welcomed them into the community, and they have become part of it.
That's unusual.
Perhaps. I admit to having no experience with those of Orcish descent, not pure Orcish descent. But they have been helpful.
We saw people working in the fields as we came into town.
Yes. Some of the farms are recovering more swiftly than others. One farm was completely decimated. The only reason anyone survived was that she was not here.
It's terrible to come home and find.
Yes, she lost her entire family.
I grab my holy symbol and squeeze it for a minute. What about the mines? Have those restarted?
They have not, because we do not have sufficient populace to work them. Over half the homes here in Ballinamard are vacant.
I'm sure some people chose just not to come back, too.
And many died.
Whoa. Were you here during the attack?
I was.
I'm sorry. It must have been difficult. I saw the aftermath and it was devastating, so I can't imagine being here during.
I did not see any of the actual conflict. I was here. Everyone knew to bring the wounded to me, and I did all that I could. But there were just so many.
I reach out my hand and squeeze her arm. You did all you could. Thank the lady that you were here.
I do. As do many more than before the attack. So if there is any silver lining, it is that more have come to appreciate the lady's love.
Is there anything that you need?
Settlers. We need to rebuild, and for that, we need people. At the moment,
Bulk group of people.
well, at the moment, we're hard-pressed to work the fields and man the ships in sufficient number to feed the people we have.
We may be able to reach out. The lady often provides in mysterious ways. We were in the wastes and managed to free a fairly large number of Jagravanan slaves. They're at the sanctum now, recovering, but I don't think we've found a place for them. Obviously, the weather here would be quite different than the desert.
Obviously.
But they are looking for a home. And our goal is to continue to make inroads in the slavery in the desert, so perhaps this might be a place for them to come.
I was not at all aware.
It's very recent.
You are to be congratulated. Liberating anyone from the clutches of the Jagravanans is no easy feat.
Did you study at the sanctum
I did.
with Father Dilbus?
Yes.
I was originally studying to be a cleric before moving to my paladin training.
So you then studied with Sir Aermagh?
I did.
She intimidated me.
Me too. She still kind of does a little bit. But we could certainly reach out to Father Dilbus and see if perhaps they would like to talk to them about coming here.
I will definitely do that.
Solve many needs.
If they would be willing to come here, there are many here who would be willing to train them in a variety of occupations.
And you have housing because they have nothing, so.
We do. We have an overabundance of housing.
I will. Can't hear you.
Options are always good. We need to find more options for those people.
Well,
Yes.
We could reach out to the sanctum and see if they are interested in relocating. The promise of ready-made homes for them might be quite appealing.
And work and
A community.
I will contact Father Dilbus and inquire and let him know of the opportunities available here.
it's wonderful.
It sounds like it would be a situation beneficial to all sides.
A rarity indeed.
Perhaps that's why the lady led us here.
I do wonder how they'll react to the orcs.
I don't know.
I was wondering about the orcs too. Just they're protecting you. There was a nice band of guards who let us know where to come. They protect you from whom?
At this point, no one. The occasional wild animal that comes down from the mountains. But we have had no issues with bandits. We've had no issues with people within the community misbehaving.
And I know you said there weren't enough people for the mines, but what about some of the other things that are tradable? Are you just trying to recoup your current state, your current city's reserves first before you bring them out? Because I know
We have nothing to spare.
not yet. Okay.
No, we're struggling to maintain sufficient food for the people who are here.
Right.
Yeah, when we were traveling the road, it didn't look like anyone had been on it for quite a while.
No. You are the first visitors that we've had that I'm aware of in some weeks. And there have been no caravans out, for there's nothing to send.
And just, are there a lot of orcs? And how do they know what to do? Do you still have government officials here who are telling them how to help you guys? I
Hold,
hope that was
please.
vague enough. I hope that was vague
I
enough.
have to get back to that section here. Most of the council are still here, having survived the initial conflict. Our new guests accepted their leadership in exchange for a place to call home.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Fortunately, the speaker and the leaders of the 4 clans survived the incursion.
Wow, that's good.
How did
Can't-
you stay here?
We didn't hear all of that.
Why is it that the orcs decided to stay here?
I'm trying to remember. Something about not wanting to be slaves anymore?
Fair.
I myself was not part of the negotiation. I merely read the proclamation as everyone else did.
Can you point us towards the leadership?
Oh, yes. And she gives you directions back to this building, the one that was all polished wood.
Okay.
And says, that is the council house where the leadership meet on a regular basis, but unless there is a reason for them to meet, or it is the monthly meeting, there is usually no one there, as, well, the speaker is there, but the speaker also doubles as the caretaker for the building. The clan leaders are usually working with their clans.
Jeff, if you remember, can you remind me what it was was it poison and disease that I used to diagnose Tremaine? That he was affected? Can't remember.
That's what you used to diagnose Athgarr.
Right.
Tremaine, you just started trying to cure it.
Gotcha. I used remove curse and all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So there wasn't a way I figured it out first.
No.
I can do that. So I reach forward and just place my hand. Am I there?
Yeah. I mean, we're all there, I think.
Okay.
If you start casting a spell on somebody, it's a little...
Well, I'm hoping I can be subtle.
Oh.
But I reach forward and put my hand on hers and say, that must have been so difficult. And while I'm touching her hand, I cast Detect Anomaly.
You need to make a sleight of hand check, and this is going to be opposed by her perception. So I gotta get
15.
back down to her.
I mean, ideally she doesn't notice what I'm doing, but if she does, it's not that big a deal, I guess. It's just kind of rude.
She looks at you for a moment and pulls her hand back. What are you doing?
We have encountered some people that have had their memories modified, and given that you have been recently the victims of an attack, we wanted to make sure that yours were safe.
I assure you, my memories are quite clear.
Wonderful. Then you won't mind if I just verify that.
I think I do. It's a bit presumptuous. And also rather rude.
I apologize for the rudeness. It was done with the intent only of making sure that you're okay.
As one of Tiraura's chosen, I can assure you I'm okay.
I would humbly request.
Denied.
When? It's okay.
Okay.
I apologize.
I think it might be time for you all to move on.
We will go. We apologize. Thank you for your information.
As we walk out, I will say to Arabelle loudly, I'm sorry that we didn't let you get your chance to pray here.
I hope that you will reach out to Father Dilbus and he can vouch for me, Arabelle. I apologize.
She's just kind of standing there with her arms crossed.
There you
I'm
go.
not buying that it's that offensive. Not.
Yeah.
I don't care that given what's been going on, that's got to be the
doesn't-
least of her concerns. That's all right. If she takes that much offense to someone who's looking out for her best interest, that raises
doesn't
my
know
suspicion.
you.
She doesn't know you at all.
Yeah, she's
But
never
she
seen
knows-
you before.
I understand that, but she knows people that Arabelle knows. I mean, come on, that's not that. All right. I mean, if that's her reaction, that's her reaction, but it makes me more suspicious of her.
It was my reaction. I was like, why is she doing that? So I didn't find it weird that that's how she reacted.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
was-
like,
Yeah, I was asking the question about what I had done to see if there was something I could do from a distance while I was praying. I wasn't going to. And, there's a verbal component too. She would have known you were casting, and it's just.
I understand.
And
Again, I didn't. think it was-
Noctomancy is not known, so she would have had no idea what you were casting on her.
I understand, but I think that her reaction is a little extreme, and honestly, it makes me suspicious of her.
Well, imagine how she feels.
I am, and simply checking to see if a person is okay.
But
It's-
she doesn't know what you were casting because
No.
it's not a spell she knows.
Well, even so, just casting a spell on a person is generally taken as an attack. And given what they went through, she'd be more likely to react that way.
I don't know. We literally just offered her a whole bunch of help. I would like to think that she would be at least willing to hear us out instead of immediately going for offense. But
maybe
again, that's her reaction, and
Well,
that was fine.
Trying to get to there.
if you had asked before you had done it.
And if I had asked before I did it and her memories had already been modified, then she isn't going to let me do it. She might have reacted, I don't know, kind of like she just did.
Well, yeah, Arabelle is aghast that Gwen did that.
That's
So-
fine. You can be aghast.
And it just ruined all the inroads we were making to get in.
I'm sorry if it ruined the inroads you were making. I don't think it should have been that big a deal, but that is my opinion.
If someone I didn't know had done that to me, I would have pulled my sword.
I get it. You disagree. I understand.
Okay, so now I don't know what to do because
Well, I mean, we were gonna go see if we could find the leadership, and I understand that they're not.
We can barely hear you, baby. You've got to move closer.
I'm close. I don't know what to tell you.
Now you are.
But okay, so that basically means I have to be like this.
I think it's just when you first start talking, it kicks on once you start talking. So then you can lean back.
Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. We were gonna go look for the leadership, right?
Well, you asked about them.
Right.
We were gonna try to get some information from here, and then we didn't really have a plan after that.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Viessa said something about giving us a name. Did we ever get that name?
Oh. Let me send her a message. What time is it where Viessa is?
Same time zone, so probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's a little early for Viessa. What was the name of the scout from
Varison.
What if we go to the barracks? What was that, like the inn? Or army barracks, one of the two. We might have luck there.
I'm gonna send a message to Viessa. Did she give us a name?
She didn't. She said if you were certain that you were leaving, that you were going to Ballinamard, to let her know and she would tell you.
Ah. Oops. I sent her a message. It's Tasha. I hope I'm not waking you up. We're in Ballinamard. What is the name of your contact?
There's a pause. It goes on for a little bit longer than normal.
Uh-oh.
I was sleeping.
No.
But you're in Ballinamard. Well, find Jas Prayrn. He runs the barracks, the inn in town.
Ooh. Okay.
Going back to sleep.
Okay, so Jas Prayrn runs the barracks, which is the inn. So let's go there.
Sounds good.
So we head for the inn.
All right. You arrive at the building. Still looks closed up, but there is smoke coming out of the chimney now.
And it's cold out, right? Of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah.
Well, I'd try knocking.
A few seconds. The door opens. You see a human male, about 6 foot. Even for his height, he's a little stocky. He's wearing clothing that looks probably either homemade or locally made. It's kind of rough spun. He has thick black hair that's worn back from his face, shoulder length, bright blue eyes, and he has a dark black mustache that he wears across and down to his jawline.
Sorry.
Hello? Are you... we're not really open yet, but were you looking to come in?
We just got into town and we're quite cold.
Oh, well, all right. Come in.
Thank you. Most kind.
I'm Jas Prayrn. I run this place.
That's a same last name, different first name, right? Than what Viessa gave us.
Yeah.
She gave us Yule, right?
She gave us Yule.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an inn. Do you also have serve food?
Oh, yes. I haven't really started cooking yet, but
That's okay.
I could. I was just in the process of getting the fire going and getting the stove lit and the lanterns lit.
We can wait. We'll be happy to just sit and be warm.
Oh, well,
We're
then.
not in a hurry.
All right. Probably that table there. It's closest to the fireplace. Eventually, the whole room will get warm, but I only lit the fire some 10-15 minutes ago.
Thank you.
Do you have rooms available?
I have nothing but rooms available.
I think we'll probably need some.
Is this your first time in Ballinamard?
Yes.
Well, it's not what it once was, but it's still a good town. Well, go warm yourselves up. I'll finish getting the food started.
So we go and we sit down.
Okay. And he goes through a door, and you hear the sounds of a kitchen and pans and things like that.
We may have to eat second breakfast.
Yeah. Can't hurt to have second breakfast. Especially in this cold.
He comes back out a few minutes later, has an apron on, towel slung over his shoulder, walks over. So, how long has it been since you've been able to stay at an inn? Have you been on the road long?
We traveled from Darkcoast Keep.
So not that far.
That's a bit of a hike.
I should tell you, Viessa said to look for you.
Who's Viessa?
It's the wrong name.
It's
Yeah.
her name? Okay.
No, this isn't him.
Yeah,
Oh,
we even talked about that like 5 minutes ago.
well, I mean, I thought the last name was different.
Right, but
The
we're
last
looking
name is
for
the
you.
same, but the first name is different.
Right. You just reminded us we're looking for Yule.
Well, I know, but I thought maybe he was using a different name. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like,
That's you. It's out. So
Do you run this place by yourself?
Now.
who else ran it?
I used to run it with my father,
Oh.
but he died.
Oh.
In the incursion? I'm so sorry.
So am I. But things are better now.
Was
How
that
are
like?
they better?
Yeah, that was weird. Insight check. Can I check? Like
Sure.
that seems weird.
Sure.
'21.
24.
Both of you immediately sensed that was insincere, but an attempt to look sincere.
Okay.
I see.
So not like
Okay.
something saying, "Oh, you must." Okay.
Okay. Have you lived here your whole life?
Yeah. So this Viessa, did she maybe know my father?
I think she did, yes.
Was his name Yule?
It was.
Yes, she told us to look for him.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not him.
Well, she said you had a good place to stay, and that looks like it's still true, so.
Well, that's kind. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, where do you usually stay while you travel? Do you have tents? Or do you have one of those nifty magic domes?
More of a magic dome.
Yeah. Some bedrolls and domes.
But they're cozy for 5.
I imagine.
And not a bed.
You know, I've heard stories that there's even something bigger than the domes. A wizard told me once something like, he told me he had a spell that he could create a rope and climb up and disappear.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
But he said it was better than that, but he wouldn't tell me specifics.
That sounds really cool.
I asked him to show me that trick with the rope, but he said he hadn't prepared that spell. I'm not sure that was the truth, but...
We had visited Darkcoast Keep when some of the people from Ballinamard went there.
Oh, yes, the refugees.
Yes, so we wanted to see how people were doing. It helped with healing and other things.
That was really nice. Well, if you run across anybody who knows about that rope thing, or anything like it, I'm just really curious.
Can you cast magic?
No. I wish. No, all my training was... My father was a sword for hire.
Oh.
So all my training's been with martial weapons.
Huh.
I'm okay. I'm a little out of practice now. Not a lot of time for training when it's just me trying to keep this place up and running.
Yeah. That is a lot of work.
You must be the town hub for gathering.
Well, people come for meals occasionally during the day.
We heard that some of the orcs had taken refuge here. Has that been okay in town? It just seemed so strange.
It is definitely strange, but they've actually been nice. I didn't expect it ever, but they've actually been okay.
We have a good friend with Orcish heritage, and most people don't expect her to be kind, but she is, so.
Well, I wouldn't say kind. They're still orcs. But I heard it described once, I think this is right, in that if you have a hungry wolf pointing at you, that's a problem. But if you have a hungry wolf pointing at someone threatening you, that's a boon.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
They're not pointed at us anymore.
And it's been fairly quiet?
It's been so quiet. But hey, peace is preferable to violence, right?
I hope things get better.
Everybody make another insight check.
I was gonna say something, and then I decided not to, but I should have.
27.
Zorth?
16.
All of you. He's sending mixed messages. Every time he talks about how things are, he seems almost despondent. But then he immediately brightens and talks about how it's all good.
Okay.
I wondered if I might pray for you. I'm a paladin of Tiraura, and you've gone through so much.
Sure. That would be very nice.
So, she puts her hands out to take his.
Okay. He holds his hands out.
Prays for him, she would say. Very kind Arabelle way. And then, is it okay if I put a blessing on you?
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast Detect Anomaly.
Okay.
So, determine if they've been subjected to memory modification and what memory was modified.
The spell comes back with no detected modifications.
I have a good feeling for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go check on the food, but like I say, if you know anybody who knows the rope spell or the better than the dome thing, I'd really, really like to check that out.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Gwen, you can do the rope thing, can't you? Would you mind showing him?
You're muted.
I cast rope trick.
Okay.
Why don't we take him up there?
Sure. I take him up there.
Quite clearly trying to get out of town, I think.
This is really neat. I've always wanted to try this. And he, let's see. look at his here. Yeah. With very little trouble. Climbs up the rope.
Climb up after him.
Okay. It's only been a few seconds between when he went up and when you go up. He's sobbing.
I sit down and put my arms around him.
And he just cries.
Do you know who's affecting you all?
It's the whole town. These things. There's these creatures. So many different kinds.
Are they white?
And then there's the ones who tell them what to do. The ones that get in your head. I've been pretending for weeks. So they wouldn't know that it didn't work on me.
Oh, shit. Just told him. We are here to help.
I don't know what you can do. Just don't go to sleep here.
Does it keep trying to get you?
So far, no, because I've basically been just thinking all the things that everyone else seems to think. It's like if I keep running over all of that in my mind, they can't hear the rest.
I have some magic that, at least for a day, can help protect your mind from them. If you'd like me to put it on you.
Oh yes, please. Anything.
I'm gonna cast Dream Sentinel on him at 4th level.
Okay.
So I can do it. So that will give him what's our level? 14?
15.
15. So he'll get plus 19 against intrusion.
Okay.
Is there anyone that we should try and free from? We have a friend who went through what you all are going through, and we were able to break it. But I mean, we couldn't free the whole town, but
maybe the clan leaders.
But if they've been affected, it'll be very difficult to get close enough to them to trust us, do you think?
Well, maybe start with Leld Maltand. She's the leader of the Wolf Clan.
Okay.
She spends a good amount of time at the kennel.
Oh, okay. I think we passed that coming into town.
if she believes you're honestly interested in adopting a wolf, she'll like you.
I think that probably Gwen is our best person to want to adopt a wolf.
And
She has an affinity with animals.
now,
Did anybody else come up?
that was my question.
Mm-mm.
I thought Gwen said she was going up. But
I thought it
I
was
wasn't
just the
sure.
two of you, just Gwen and Arabelle.
Okay.
I stayed downstairs. Yeah.
Okay, but Gwen, you did go up too? Okay. And which one is Gwen?
This is Gwen.
Hello.
We have a magical place to sleep tonight. And we can do it from here, and as long as it's Tasha's spell. But if she's okay with it, I think you should come inside with us tonight. It's one of those magical places, and maybe you could get some sleep.
He starts to cry again. But this time it's more just like tears of relief.
Sorry for everything you've gone through.
Well, at least they did it to the orcs too.
They did it to the orcs. They're not in on it.
Oh, I don't think so.
So they come into town?
Only at night, or when it's cloudy and dark during the day. They can't stand the sunlight. Well, the ones in charge.
Are they elf looking? Or like they might have once been elves?
I've only seen one from a distance. They look... Have you ever seen someone who was starving?
Yes.
They're that thin. But they're all different shades of white. It's like every part of their body is a different shade of white. And they have no eyes.
Have we ever heard a description of the...
No.
Okay.
Because information about them is extremely sketchy.
And that's the Thuilnu, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And supposedly they're the ones that create and breed the horrors.
The horrors, right? Okay. We've had enough interactions with their creatures to know that they're a nightmare.
Oh, it's so nice just to be able to be at peace in my mind. I thought I was going to go insane. To live just constantly repeating the same thoughts over and over and over, hour after hour.
Do you want to stay here? Or
The way it is now, no. No. but if there was a way to bring everybody out of it somehow. It didn't happen all at once. The first time the orcs showed up, people were furious. But then, over the next week, more and more people just were suddenly okay with it. And then everybody was okay with it.
You said you have some skill with a weapon.
I can fight.
But I don't know if you're in any condition to do so.
Maybe after an actual night's rest. Make a medicine check, Arabelle.
Natural 20. 28.
Now that you bring that lens to mind and gaze through it, it's a wonder this guy's still upright and functional at all. He is suffering from massive exhaustion.
What kind of food do you serve?
Well, pretty much the usual fare. We don't have a lot of meat that isn't fish, but we have a variety of fish. Well, not as big a variety as we used to, but still a decent variety, and we have some root vegetables and some grains. We have bread when I have time to make it.
Did your family from here, or did your father move here?
No, my father was from here.
Okay. Do you have family outside of Ballinamard anywhere that anyone would know?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I
But no,
suppose there might be records in the council house?
But not any thing anybody would probably question if a cousin came to help or anything.
No.
Okay. Then you're going to bed. And I'll cook today.
Do you know how much to charge? I have to show you where everything is.
Do people know what stuff costs?
Yes.
Then we'll go on the honor system.
All right.
Rest.
Well, this space only lasts for
No,
an
we
hour.
have to go down. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to go down. So let's go down. Tasha?
You see the three of them climb back down the hole. It's very, very clear that Jas has been crying. Although he's wiping at his eyes and trying to put a smile back on his face.
Do you think that you could cast the mansion in one of the rooms and send Jas into sleep till tomorrow?
You're muted.
Absolutely. So I have him point out one of the bedrooms.
He
or
takes
one of
you
the
to
rooms.
a room like right up at the top of the stairs on the second floor.
Did we all maybe go up there for a bit? Jas, you said you're not usually open this early?
No, we don't usually get anyone in here until lunch.
Okay.
Can we lock the door then?
Yep.
Lock the door.
Send him to bed, and then Gwen and I can fill you all in the mansion.
Yeah.
I cast the mansion. Show him where his room is.
Okay.
Ask him if he's eaten.
By the time you ask him if he's eaten, he's
He's
passed
already
out.
Okay.
He
Alright.
literally tumbles onto the bed and is asleep.
All right, then I go back downstairs. We all sit around the table.
Tell you everything.
So let's talk this out.
It's terrible.
Boy, this is way bigger than us.
Yeah.
There's no way that we could, even if we had a zillion people who knew Noctomancy right now, there's no way that we could affect a town quickly before they came back at night. Also, question, does anybody remember how many orcs tried to defect? Was that something that we were told, DM?
No. You were told a group of orcs was interested in defecting.
Right. That's the fail safe. If we cure them, well, we can't cure the orcs, right? But they could drop it, and then the orcs attack.
Well,
I mean, like,
How many?
Arabelle, make
Yeah.
an Arcana check.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Well,
Aurora's gonna have to help me.
that's fine.
Aurora did not help me.
Okay.
1 on guidance, a 1 on my roll, and a 1 on Arcana is 3.
You realize that you are making an assumption because you have absolutely no idea how any of this works.
No, but I would think they sent the orcs here to have them in town to kill us all if somebody tried. Maybe.
I that just makes me think of the orcs being turned as well.
It feels like... So we would have to have basically a safe place as we cured people so that they couldn't be attacked again.
I mean, like, this is huge.
Right, like
This
we'd
is the
have to
whole
do, like,
town.
one at a time. Like it would take... The only person who knows anything about Noctomancy is Oberus, right?
Well, others do now, but Oberst knows the most.
Oberus and Indrus are who we need to talk to about this. So we either go there. I don't think we should bring them here. I mean, even into the mansion. We need to go there. We can't do this in 25 words.
We can't do this in 24 hours.
No. I think
Well,
we should Jas with us.
But I too can cast a mansion. So
Yeah.
we can have 2 up and running at the same time, or we can alternate them at 12-hour intervals and always have 1 available.
That's a good idea.
The other thing is Jas did not show to your thing because he is not affected, because he's been trying to
Right.
this is the whole town.
We need help. So I
I
think
mean, the idea of two of us casting the mansion is a good one, but even so, we need to confer with Oberys
Drews.
So I think today we cover the barracks so that we don't, he's sick. And we'll see what we can glean from the town. And then as soon as the barracks close tonight, we take Jas and all of us go to the tower. Or we leave him here, but it's only in the mansion by himself, but I think we take him with us. I don't think it's safe.
And I think once we get to the tower, we should message Warbender and maybe have Warbender and
Harriman
Lord come and confer.
So honestly, I could send you all to the tower. I could go pick up Warbender and then come to the tower.
What if we had Oberys and Indrus meet us in Aermagh?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We can talk to Harriman, and if he thinks we should talk to Bone Thane, then we can. But everybody's there that way.
I think we should talk to Warbender first, and then talk to Harriman.
So we could have Oberys, Indrus, and Warbender and all of us, and then afterwards, depending on what we need to do from there.
Talk to Bone Thane.
We could just close his in today and put a note that he's ill. But I don't want to leave the door unguarded to the mansion. If somebody walked in a room, they'd see the door and they could go in, right? Or can they only go in if you let them?
If you close the door, it's invisible.
It's zipped up.
It's only visible when it's open.
Oh, okay. So he's not waking up.
Not anytime
Oh.
soon.
I think that we put a note on the door, lock it, and we go to Aermagh right now.
We should probably leave him a note.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So if he does wake up, he knows
But we didn't
where
just
the bathing
desert
chambers
him.
are, how the food works.
Yes.
Yes.
Put that all on a note on top of him.
and that we're coming back for him.
Yes, we will be back by morning, and he should not leave.
Yeah, I really thought that he was Yule just going by another name. That's why I said that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh. Well, I mean, he's just changed his name a little bit. No big deal.
I think when this is all over, he should train to work for Viessa. He obviously has a strong mind.
I mean, that's incredible.
And
he's just been faking it all this whole time. Holy shit!
poor kid.
I don't think we should leave him behind. I know he's tired, but I think it's safer to bring him with us.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can carry him.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
He can go to sleep as soon as we get where we're going.
Yeah.
But leaving him behind and hoping that he doesn't leave and that things don't happen seems like a bad idea.
So do we want to stay here all day, or do we want to put a sign out?
I think we just go. I don't think there's anything to be gained by staying.
I think we put a sign on the front door saying, closed due to illness.
And I think we go.
We take
As long as that won't be, well, I mean, it doesn't matter at this point if it's suspicious, right?
Yeah, who the fuck cares? No matter what, we were going to leave a note.
We're saving one at least.
Yeah.
We have to start with one. We start with one.
So
Can you send a message to Father Dilbus
Yes.
and let him know if he hears from Chalia to
She's
get
not
the
gonna contact him.
40
Right.
more bodies for the Thuilnu to take.
Or also along the lines of what Gwen was saying, to be very careful to talk to him, like if whatever she says.
Right. Not to give any information about us to her.
Okay. All right. So
Did that make sense?
yes.
Okay.
FD.
Yeah, that's how you shorten your words. Hey, it's me.
It's me. Ballinamard is overrun by Thuilnu. Should anyone contact you from there, tell them nothing. Be careful.
You got 6 words left.
Under the influence of magic.
Tell them nothing. That should be okay.
They're under the influence of magic is 6 words.
Oh.
They're under the influence of magic. Okay. You can reply to this message.
Well, no, you've used your words.
Yeah.
He knows.
There's a pause. Great goddess. This is a horrid fear come true. Thank you for letting me know. I shall be friendly but vague. Contact me if there's something we can do to help.
Do you think when we call it, send messages to everyone to meet us in Aermagh, we should invite Mother Tasha, given the Thuilnu
Yes.
involvement?
Oh, good plan. Fine.
Let's do that once we get to Aermagh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god.
let's go in and wake him up, I guess. I mean,
We'll just
No.
carry him.
We're just gonna carry him.
He's not even gonna stir, I bet.
You cast the circle. I'll go. Well, before you-
We don't even need the circle. If you tell me where we need to go, I'll simply teleport us there.
Oh, all right.
Gwen's
Well,
house.
let me write the note and leave it on and tack it to the front door.
Okay.
So, closed due to infectious disease. And then I lock the door. Right.
Put the fire out.
Put the fire out.
Both fires.
Yes, I put all of the fires out. I put the food away. You know, if there's anything on the stove, I turn off the stove and put it away. 'Cause I don't want him to.
He hadn't actually started cooking yet. He had stuff out to prep.
All right, fine. I put that away.
Okay.
Gwen, can Athgarr teleport us to your house and maybe we can leave Jas there to rest? Thank you.
This poor kid is gonna wake up like, What happened?
I think he'll just think he's in the mansion.
Where the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
He thinks he's in a mansion. He wakes up in a mansion. It'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'll be fine. Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. Go back to sleep.
He went up some stairs. He hit a bed and he went to sleep.
Right?
He's gonna wake up upstairs in a bed. It'll be fine.
Like, man, these spells are better than I thought.
Yeah. It feels so real. All right. Well, Athgarr gathers everybody together. Who's carrying Jas?
I will.
Okay. And he begins to hum a soft tune that sounds far away. And
Oh, we go get him. Yeah, we go get him and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And everyone appears in the courtyard of Duneshadow Estate. And that's where we're going to stop.
Poor Ballinamard.
Dude,
These people have been through enough. Why are you so mean to them?
because they're evil.
The people aren't
Capital
evil.
E. No. No, I mean...
Jeff's evil?
Thuilnu.
No,
Thuilnu.
Pam is asking Jeff why I'm so evil.
Why were
Because
you so mean?
Ballinamard is the Chekhov of Aecathan countries. Or
Aw,
cities.
so mean.
It is the closest to the island.
It is the
Therefore,
closest to Thattoxin.
It's the Ukraine of Aecathan.
Yikes.
These poor people.
And on that note,
These poor people.
thank you all for watching. We deeply appreciate your time and attention. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, when we'll find out if Ballinamard can be saved or not. We'll have the War Council and see what happens. So take care of yourselves, and do come back next Tuesday and let us welcome you back one more time to the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.
Good night.